RuneScape 3, the original RuneScape. A game once loved by many, through controversial updates and changes. Now a game loved by few, and hated by most. In this series, with a fresh account and a new start, I want to explore what the game has to offer, focusing on differences to old school RuneScape, and what's changed from that game we all used to love. Let's together see if the game has hidden gems and interesting content that the average person won't find without playing the game. And what's the appeal to keep playing this game for so many people? Is it refused to change and start over? Or is there something we're all missing? Let's find out together. So what's up guys, welcome back to another episode. I did make a clan as requested, but there's a few things about it I wanted to explain. If you do want to join, that's fine. No one has to do anything. The chat is disabled, so we'll still be using the friends chat regardless. It's just whether you want to, be involved and use our amazing tree because that's all we have at the moment. But yeah, that's the clan cape. No one has to join. I honestly do not want to make anyone feel alienated because I know a lot of you guys are in clans you've been in for years, but a lot of people have asked me to make one, so I've made it. And yeah, if you want to join, join. If you don't. No one has to do anything. The option's there. But yeah, enjoy the vid. So I think we should try mining. I haven't touched on it yet. A lot has changed. To be honest, I don't even know where to begin. But level 40 is adamant, which might sound as a bit of a shock. What they've done is they've lined it up with attack and your defense. 40 is to wield adamant, and same to mine and smith. Rune is 50. They sort of budged it up because you have steel at 5 and bronze and iron used to be on the same, so they sort of budged them up, moved rune from 40 to 50 and made room to even out a bit more. But anyway, so mining, rune would then be 50 to mine, right? So you're probably thinking, well, what do you mine after that? They've actually added in a bunch of ores, which unfortunately they're coloured out. I probably just put a photo on screen. So these are the ores they've added, and you can actually make yourself all kinds of tiers with mining, which is probably a good thing, and it's kind of nice for Ironman as well. But mining itself has completely changed, so we're going to go mine the best ore we can and see how it's changed. So this is basically mining. It's completely AFK. You don't have to click, but if you do want better XP rates, you'll see this happen. So these will glow. If I click that, you get bonus XP. So I got 100, ignoring the bonus XP I already have. But yeah, and then this bar fills up, which is the amount you've chipped of the rock or something. And right now, I should get an ore. I think it fills up, and then you get an ore. And there's some stats behind this, critical chance, how much damage you do to the rock, and then when you get the rock. But it's just really AFK, so you can choose to AFK for worse XP, or you can pay attention, look for the glowing rocks like I just showed you, like that, and get better XP. So also found that you can get ore boxes. There's one specific for every ore, so I've got an adamant ore box. So one thing I've noticed as well, it is possible to 4-tick. If you really want to maximize your XP, wait for this green effect there and then click again, and then you'll see the green effect, click. Green effect, click. And this way you actually maximize your XP, and then do these as well. Swap to that, green effect, click. Particle effect, click. And yeah, that's a way of maximizing XP. Okay, one thing I don't understand why it's not on by default, luckily someone told me in chat, is your stamina bar. So if you go to your settings, general, mining, show stamina bar while mining. So we should have this purple bar here, there we go. So the stamina depletes as your AFK, and I think when your stamina's low you get less ores. And that's what the 4-ticking's for. The 4-ticking maximizes your stamina, and that's not a good time for my box to fill up. So let's check it. So stamina, click on the green dots, maximize stamina. Yes, I think the green particles here are showing when stamina is maximized. So if we hit it, yes, green. If I let it go, stamina's not maximized anymore, so it's white. Okay, sweet. Worth turning on. Make sure you turn that on. Okay, so I did just notice something in chat, and it said if you want to increase the captivity of this box, you need to mine 100 of every ore. So I think if you're going to start out mining, start out on obviously copper, tin, and just work your way up and do 100 of each ore. Just to clarify, this is by no means a guide. This is just sort of my first-hand experience. I'm sure there's probably guides on this rework out there. If you're looking for a guide, yeah, definitely check one of them. Don't go by what I say, because most of it's probably wrong. This is just my opinions. Oh, and another little handy tip someone showed me from the comments is that, you know, I was talking about this drop option. You don't have to spam it like that. You can just hold it and it will then drop them all. There we go. Don't need to spam. And if anything, that's actually easier than shift dropping. Okay, so while looking at ores, Luminite is something I'm able to mine. And it seems to be going for quite a lot. 1.1k, nearly 1.2. Okay, so I feel I've got the general gist of mining and I understand how it works. And I'd like to say, compared to old school, this is a bazillion times better. Old school feels their mining is really fucking dated. Just, you know, hitting one rock at a time and shit. This feels like it just has so much more levels to it. You know, critical chance, stamina. It's not too complex. At first, I thought it was going to be really complex. But it's actually quite straightforward and you can get different XP rates depending what effort you put in. And I feel like RuneScape should be like that. You know, if you want to do, like, for example, old school tick fishing, barbarian tick fishing, like, if you want to do that, you should get more XP compared to AFK. But I feel RuneScape in general slacks with the consistency of that. But this is a good example of that. I kind of feel like this, though, is now a basis for what gathering should be. Why should this only apply to mining? Shouldn't stamina swings and everything apply to logs as well? That's only really logical to me. And it's kind of inconsistent. I don't know why, but RuneScape always feels incomplete no matter what version you're playing. Like, it just feels like a game in development. Like, it's still in beta. But yeah, I feel like this should apply to woodcutting, maybe even fishing, you know, like the chance of actually fully reeling in a fish or something. I don't know, it ain't my job to make the game. But I feel like, yeah, this definitely should be consistent throughout the game, not just one skill. Hey, level 50. I think we've unlocked the next pickaxe, which is the rune pickaxe. So yeah, best upgrade it as soon as possible, I think. Alright, so we just finished Warbands 27 farming. Gets me to 33. Alright, round 2. Let's see how much XP we get. 14k. I'm now 39 farming. That's insane. Alright, so we're going to find a good use for this death dart. I've got a sign in mind. So this right here is what you call a wildy worm. One of these spawn each world, and this thing has really good loot. Providing everyone damages it, everyone gets a drop, a minimum of 400k. I have here a death dart, which is a treasure hunter item. If I throw it at something, it dies. So providing everyone here gets a hit, and then I throw a death dart at it, it should be instant free loot for everyone. So we're going to test it out. Alright boys, here comes the dart. Let's throw the dart. Throw the dart. Oh, insta kill. There it is, boys. I got 806k drop. Throw the dart. Throw the dart. Do it. There we go. Oh, so much money. 2.4 mil. Holy shit. Hell yeah. 2.4 mil, boys. Some food, boys. He has some food. Hey, first PK, boys. First... I say the Death Dart price checker. Let's check it out. I made 14.4 mil. From the Death Dart squad plus my PK. Hey, and there we go. 60 mining has been hit. Unlocking some ores I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce. But yeah. And the dragon pickaxe as well. And there's this one. which is one of the mods I can't pronounce. I don't know which one's better, because they're both the same tier. Alright boys, so from that cash injection, I think it's time for a gear upgrade. And I think the smartest gear upgrade I can do at the minute is something that's going to last a very long time. So I've gone for the Ring of Fortune. So in RuneScape 3, you have a luck system, right? And the rings help that. So basically what it does, I think, I'm not 100%, but I think it affects all rare drops, or most of them, and gives you like a very small chance to like increase hitting a rare drop. And it also has an effect on the rare drop table, which is, you know, the consistent table over a lot of creatures. So we're going to go for the Ring of Fortune. I think that was just over a mil. And then the Amulet of Fury, which is obviously a good amulet, it's a mil. And this is the huge investment, the Blood Necklace Shard. So apparently I just use this on the Amulet of Fury. Okay, I'm going to need to get an assist from someone to make this. But I'll explain that as well. But yeah, this amulet gives me like a healing effect. It's a very expensive amulet, and it does degrade, but it doesn't degrade to dust. You can just repair it in someone's house, and I think it's like a mil or some shit, depending on smithing level to repair it, kind of like barrows. But yeah, so we attach this to the Amulet of Fury, and it's the Amulet of Fury with added effects, like healing and stuff. So it's kind of like a budget soul split. So I think that's a good investment. That leaves us with like 5 mil left. Okay, so in RS3, I kind of like this feature. Obviously, probably does not work with Iron Men, but on a main account, I can request assist, which basically means I can borrow someone's stats for a moment. So I should be able to now make this. Yeah, you get no XP though. It's just sort of like a helping hand. And now we have the amulet, and we can wear it. Boom. And the Luck of the Rings as well has unlimited teleports to the Grand Exchange. That's going to be so helpful. So yeah, it doesn't change the stats, just gives it a healing effect. Hey, Witch's Potion done. Okay, so in the previous clips, you might have saw that I did Warbands, and I didn't really give an explanation for what it was, because it was a last minute thing. But I'm going to explain what it is now. So if you go to your adventures, and I think it's under minigames, D&Ds, you'll see Warbands. So at the moment it is currently there, Warbands in 15 minutes. It's once every 7 hours. And what it is, there's 3 camps in the wilderness. I don't remember the exact locations. I think there's one here. Oh, it's the black square, yeah. And then there's one around here somewhere. And there's one here. And it will be on the world, it'll be one of the 3. And you go to the camp and there'll be these monsters, like pretty low level. You kill them. And then there's be 3 camps, and you can loot the stuff. Once you get the stuff, you fill your inventory, and you've got to run it out the wilderness. You can't teleport or anything. You have to literally walk it out, and you will be skulled when you pick it up. You give it to this guy here, and he gives you a bunch of XP. So we're going to start doing it regularly, just because the XP is so good, and a lot of people don't do it because the wilderness is not very liked in RS3, so it's just free loot really. There are teams of PKers, but there's so many worlds on RS3, and the teams of PKers are probably in the 10s at most. Okay, so here's the camp. We just killed the boss, and now you just loot the shit and then run it to Edgeville, easy as. Alright boys, you ready? 39 farming, and we get 43. So something I've still not yet trained, but I've just been chucking lamps in when I get, is summoning. Summoning, I could not begin to tell you how useful it is. There's summoning creatures for everything. There's ones you can use to get more DPS. There's ones you can use to, you know, buff skilling. That just summoning has these like little pets and stuff. They have so many uses. The one I really want to get is the Spirit Terror Bird, which is level 52. So that one allows you to store a decent amount of stuff inside of it, so it's just extra inventory space. Plus it has a special that like I think recharges your run, which can be quite useful when doing things like warbands. So the Spirit Terror Bird can be hella useful. I really want to get it. I haven't been training it because you just sort of get these charms all the time while playing, and I've just been letting them stack up. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my green charms and skill with them, and see if we can get our summoning up a bit. So here's an example of how useful summoning is and how many different things it can do. So I picked these at random. They're quite a low level thing you can make. It's called a beaver pouch. This one, if you have it summoned, gives a +2 woodcutting boost. So that's pretty nice. There's just so many different things they do. And these are actually worth like 1.5 each. You're probably not going to make money though because the shards are so expensive. But the training for it is really simple. You just grab pouches, spirit shards, which are really expensive, and then the ingredient and the charm. And then you just run to one of these obelisks, and then you just click something, and it makes them to the pouches. If they're not worth any money, what you could do is I could bring noted logs and sell them to the shop in here, and then just buy them back, and then do it, sell the pouches, buy the logs back, do it, and I could just stand here and not move. But that's going to get really expensive in some cases. So we just had a go at making some bull ants. This is the one I can use at the minute. So here's an example. I can just put 9 things in it. You know, I could put like some extra food or some potions, but the one we want stores a lot more. So this one's kind of interesting for fire making. You just get an extra 10 XP per log. I don't know, there's very niche ones, and a +3 fire making boost, but I don't know if that actually is useful. Do you like logs faster? Hey, there we go, level 52, unlocking the Spirit Terror Bird. So boys, here's my new friend. Let's check its storage. That's a lot more. Damn, this could be so useful for a long time until I get a better one. So as you notice, there's not like a proper cinematic in this episode. I kind of want it to be organic, like I want it to be like when I find a place and I'm like, oh wow, and then I show it. Now, I haven't really had that this episode, and also a lot of you have been asking me to do player-owned farms, so we're going to go ahead and do that in the next episode.